and welcome to the Sega Lounge. Yes, I'm still on a break, but I've managed to convince some of my fellow Sega fans to talk about their favorite Sega summer games. There was money involved, and booze. Lots of booze. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm already planning the return of the regular episodes of the podcast to sometime in September. But until then, enjoy the brilliant suggestions of games you can play this summer. I'd like to thank Dan of the Sega Guys, Matt and James of Shenmue Dojo, Brian of the Saturn Junkyard, Lime Reversed, and I Need Fruit for their suggestions. This week, we've got a couple that needs no introduction if you're a listener of RadioSEGA. If you're not, it's Greyfore and Skyblaze who are talking about Greyfore's pick, The House of the Dead. Check out the show notes for their info and go give them a follow. I'll be back very, very soon.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Skyblaze, and
This isn't the hit Badislav, sorry.
Oh.
But no. But yes, we have Skyblaze and me, Greyfore. We're here as part of Casey's summer episode, where he'd like us to talk about a summer game.
Or a game we associate with summer.
Yes, and I should draw on the short straw, and I'm going first. So, it gives you more time to think of one. So, yes, my summer game is House of the Dead. So summary, I know. Why? It's a light gun game. I love light gun games. I've been on a holiday to various places, and the majority of them will have arcades. What are in arcades? Light guns. Light gun games. Be they Point Blank, Time Crisis, or otherwise, but House of the Dead has been one of my favourite ones for that. It's got to the point that my mum had actually purchased a couple of arcade cabinets for me and my brothers. One of which one of which was Killer Instinct, but less on that one. The other one was House of the Dead, the first one. And obviously they'd set up to have the coins go in, but managed to get it set up so you didn't need it. So unlimited continues. And just sort of standing there with both guns in hand. Felt pretty badass, I will admit. But yeah, no, just in general, the House of the Dead series are just a fun series of games. So the main thing just being the stellar 5-star award-winning voice acting that's in these games.
Really? Really? Overkill does have good voice acting.
Yes.
Mostly because it's basically a Tarantino movie pretending to be a video game.
Yeah.
And it is glorious.
I don't know, to be honest, it's one of these things, out of all the House of the Dead games, that's the only one I'm not as big a fan on.
It's the one I quite like because it is so completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It kind of wears its kind of ridiculousness on its sleeve. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It's just like, hello, yes, I am completely absurd, play me.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so starting out with the House of the Dead one, if you've never played it, where the hell have you been? You're playing two agents who are going to investigate a mad scientist by the name of Curian who's unleashed undead monstrosities upon the world. Starting from his mansion. Hence the House of the Dead, although probably with that it should be more Mansion of the Dead. But yeah,
a mansion's just a big house, it counts. Go on.
But yeah, you're going in, two-player game, fantastic in this one, so you've obviously got you and a friend going in, trying to rescue, I can't remember whose girlfriend it is, or partner it is, a lady called Sophie, who's giving you the hint that this is going on. So you're going in, like gun games, as you'd expect. You need to make sure you keep an eye out for not shooting any other poor bastards who are out there who are trying to run from these zombies. You come across...
Don't kill the civilians.
Don't kill the civilians, you'll lose a life. And as you go through, you'll come across bigger, meaner zombies. Obviously, the bosses of the level. All of which will have special weak points that you have to try and strike to take them down. The time in which these games had come out, it was like 98? Shortly before 98? That was House of the Dead was 96. At least in Japan, anyway.
Probably didn't come out here until at least 97.
Everything's like a year later for us.
Oh, back in those days, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit kind of after my time. Most of the arcades in Rotherham had closed by then. Rotherham's the town where I grew up. So the only arcade that was left by that sort of time was the Namco arcade in Meadowhall.
They probably wouldn't have had many Sega games there.
Nah.
There's more Pac-Man, I think. Or Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer was there, yeah.
Ridge Racer!
They also had the Virtuality, the very, very early commercial VR. It was very expensive, though.
I can imagine.
But my annoyance with a lot of the early light gun games that were out at the sort of time I was going to arcades, because for those who don't know, Greyfore was actually 4 years younger than me, or 4 and a bit years younger than me. So when I was playing light gun games, they tended to be not that great if you were left-handed, which I am.
The guns could be a problem. I will admit, although I'd have a habit because I just constantly keep switching hands.
Like you did in fencing.
Yeah.
Just to really irritate everyone.
The joys of having a slight level of ambidexterity on that one. You're looking 1996, 1997, graphical quality for the time being, I would say, pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Provided
provided the cabinets were maintained properly.
Yes.
And that did tend to be a problem in some arcades.
Yeah.
Ghosting on the screen.
Yeah. Because they just leave them on overnight to the point where you just have an insert coin.
Burn. It was a lot of the Neo Geo cabinets tended to have that. The Neo Geo just burned into the screen. Which
is really disappointing because it's like you'd think you'd go for these sorts of games, you'd have more people using them, you wouldn't see it. But it's like if you're getting to that point, there's clearly not a moneymaker on that. But yeah, House of the Dead 1 was my first introduction to the House of the Dead series. And
we do have some, don't we?
We do. We've got it on the Wii.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, and we've got the little gun thing that you put the...
Yeah, we've got a little sort of accessory that you can put the Wiimote and the nunchuck into. So that comes in a little bit later on in terms of what else you can find on. So you've got House of the Dead on the arcade. First might come across it. You then got House of the Dead 2, which most people will probably more accustomed to on the Dreamcast. House of the Dead 3, I don't think came out on any console on its own. If it did, no, tell a lie. We got it on Xbox and Windows, and it came out for the PlayStation 3 on the network. So it's probably unlikely to get hold of that now.
Since the PS3 network is down, as far as I know.
But yeah, on the Wii, if you've got a Wii still, you can get it as a compilation with House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return. Have they got any extras with it? Possibly. It doesn't seem to be very obvious.
Oh, I do have a copy of Overkill.
We do.
I should play that again.
Yes, you should. There have been other ones since then that have come out that I don't know if they're on console anywhere. But that's going to be my pick. It's the one I've had the most fond memories of, just like going to the seaside, going to the arcades, finding that, and then spending most of my time managing to outshoot my brothers.
We need to get another gun accessory so we can play together on.
Yes, we do.
They should do a VR version.
Oh, God, that would be so... Yes, Sega, get into VR. You really need to get into VR. You're missing out. Although I would highly recommend not doing a VR Sonic the Hedgehog game. Motion sickness central.
Well, for you.
Oh, God, for me, yeah.
I don't get motion sick.
Lucky you. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my pick. I hope I've been informative enough to make you decide to choose and play this game yourself if you haven't. As I say, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of spin-offs. Just
Typing of the Dead.
Yeah. Oh God, Typing of the Dead. That's for another time.
Yes.
All right, but yes, thank you all for listening. And I've
been Skyblaze.
I've been Greyfore.
Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.
The Sega Lounge, hosted by me, KC, and part of RadioSEGA's network of live shows and podcasts. Theme song and incidental music by OSC. Find them at opussciencecollective.bandcamp.com. Got any suggestions? Drop me an email to podcast@thesegalounge.com. Follow us on Twitter @thesegalounge and like us at facebook.com/thesegalounge. You can find previous episodes of the show by going to thesegalounge.com and wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. A Mixed On Productions podcast.